Oh, I didn't see you come in. Hello, people of the internet. Today I'd like to tell you about the adventures I've experienced during my Korea student exchange. I should start off by saying that I've been interested in Japan for a long time. So when my Japanese teacher told me about a 2 weeks exchange to Korea, I wasn't too interested. But since the exchange was supported by the government and the German-Korean Society, the participation fee was only 500 euros. Usually the flight alone would set you back about 700 euros, plus 2 weeks worth of hotel stays and food. You get the idea. So I figured it would be a cheap opportunity for me to visit a country close to Japan. It would be my first stay in an Asian country, so I thought it would be educational, but not too interesting for me personally. Boy, was I wrong. The exchange with South Korea was amazing, and a big part of that was the great group we were. We actually had a preparation seminar in Germany with the German participants before we flew to Korea. And during that first meeting it became clear that we would get along fabulously. There were 10 participants from each country. The German side had 9 girls and 1 boy. And during the 2 weeks we were a great team and had lots of fun. But I digress. I wanted to talk about our program there. Well, when we arrived at the airport, our host families were already there to pick us up. They were all from Seoul, the capital of South Korea, and what I didn't know was that Seoul is a big city. It has, I think, about 11 million citizens, so it's big. And even though we were all staying in Seoul, some of us were like almost an hour car ride apart from each other. That's how big the city is, oh my gosh! Well, since we had a long flight behind us, we just wanted to, get home, take a shower and sleep. And that's pretty much what we did that first evening. Except, I don't know if you heard about these high-tech Japanese toilets which have like lots of strange buttons and functions. Well, my family had one of those, and I had no idea how to use the thing. It was a bit scary actually. The toilet would start making sounds when you opened the lid or when you sat down, so I wasn't too keen on using that. And I didn't know where the flush was. I mean, there were a lot of buttons which were labeled in Korean, which I couldn't read. So, as to not make a fool out of myself, I decided to try all of the buttons before using the toilet so that I would know where the flush was. I discovered some interesting functions, but I didn't find out where the flush was. So I just went to bed. I mean, I could always ask my host family the next morning, right? Wrong! My bladder decided to wake me up in the middle of the night so that I could go to the toilet. And rightfully so, I mean, I really had to go, So there I was, standing in a bathroom, not a clue how to flush this toilet, contemplating whether waking the family up in the middle of the night, asking about how the toilet works, would make me seem crazy enough to ruin the rest of the exchange. So, at the brink of tears, I made a glorious discovery. Despite it being a high-tech toilet with thousands of buttons and stuff, it had a really old-school, handle flush. Not even a button, but just the handle at the back of the toilet. Yeah, felt pretty stupid. But I found the flush, which was a relief. Yeah. Anyway, the next day we visited the school with which we had the exchange, and met the teachers and the other students, and they were all so nice. We just spent the day getting to know each other, some like name games, and getting used to the new environment. That was Saturday, so we had Sunday off, and the next day was a Korean holiday, so we had a long weekend, which was very cool. My host brother and I and some of the other participants went to Lotto World, which is like a big amusement park. Part of it is inside and part of it is outside, which was really cool. After the weekend we had some cultural program, like visiting the border to North Korea and learning about the relationship between South and North Korea. We also visited the temple and some shopping streets. I actually have a map with all the stuff I got during the exchange. Let me see. Ah, that's right. We also learned traditional Korean games and watched a movie, and we visited the non-verbal musical Nanta, which was extremely fun. There was one part of the musical where the performers threw like plastic balls into the audience, and I thought we were supposed to throw them back because they involved the audience a lot. I think 2 or 3 times they picked someone from the audience and made them do stuff on stage. So I threw the ball back at them, causing all the other people to throw their balls at them as well, which resulted in a huge ball fight. Yeah. I still have it here. Well, this is not the one I threw, obviously, but they were like this, so plastics are not hard, but it was really fun, because one of the actors or performers, he saw that I was the first one to throw a ball at them, so he took one and like threw it at my face. It was really fun. One other thing that was really cool was that we visited a K-pop show. The father of one of the Korean participants works at MBS, one of the Korean broadcasting studios. So he got us into a live performance of many different K-pop stars or K-pop idols, which was very cool. I don't know if you can see it, but there was a balloon that was handed out during the K-pop show, and it was from a fan group from Super Junior, which was one of the groups we saw there. Everlasting Friends. Well, and after the show we walked away from the MBS building and saw like a big black car with dark windows driving by, so we thought, maybe there's an idol in there. And we were quite noticeable. Like one girl in our group, one German girl, she's like 180 or 1.90 m high, and at that time I had really blonde hair, so yeah, we kind of stood out. Anyway, the car slowed down right next to us and the window went down, and really one of the guys from a group called UKISS was in the car and was waving to us and like making hearts, and it was so fun. It was really cool. Yeah, so we had a great time there. We met lots of nice people, and even though like in the city not many people could speak English very well, they were always like trying to help you if you asked them something. And there were a lot of hot guys actually. Many of our group planned to go back to Korea someday, and some even already went back. Some went back like just a month ago, and they really liked it there, so yay for Korea. Anyway, This year in April we got a visit from the Korean participants. Unfortunately, a lot of participants couldn't come to Germany because they already finished school and were busy with university or getting a job, so we got a lot of new Korean participants. But it was really fun nonetheless. We were in Cologne at the beginning, my hometown, and we had like a Cologne rally to get to know all the most important places in Cologne. After that we spent some days in Berlin, and in Berlin we did things like visiting the East Side Gallery and painting our own body bears. I have mine right here. Isn't that pretty? Look, it's like... This is Korea and this is Germany, and the head is the sun in the sky, and this is the earth. So yeah, I don't know. Well, it's a nice souvenir. Yeah, so the exchange was just a great success. We all became very close friends, and we the German participants already met a lot of times after the exchange. Yeah, it was just such a great time in Korea that many of us got inspired to like visit Korea again or study Korean culture or something later on, which is also what I will be doing. I had my final exams in school in June, I think, and I applied for different universities, and I got accepted into university in Berlin to study Korean language and culture together with Japanese language. So even though I was originally only interested in Japan and didn't really think that I would get something out of going to Korea, it was such an inspiring experience with so many nice people and an interesting country and culture and delicious food that I decided I wanted to include that in my future and maybe live there someday or something. So yeah, I will study the culture and the language, and then we'll see. Yeah. So if any of you are interested in Japan or Korea, let me know if you have some cool links to interesting websites or language learning sites. I will include some in the description box. And yeah, see you next time!